Hi there, welcome to our channel. I'm Vic.
I'm Nick.
And we are MV Board Gaming. And today we're going through Mandala Stones. This is published by Board and Dice. It's a 2 to 4 player game designed by Philippe Glovas. Nick is going to go through how you play and then we're going to give our reviews.
Alright, welcome to the table for a game of Mandala Stones. We're set up for a 2-player game here. First thing we're going to do is going to have a couple cards here that will give us some direction as far as an objective. We don't have to pick one. We just know at the end of the game we will have to pick one of these and score it, whichever one works out best for us if either of them do. So I just look at these, know that I have them, and maybe plan my game around those. Set those aside. We have our own little mats here. We start at 0 victory points. We also have a token. If we were to get past 50 points, we would take our token. This game is going to go. We're going to place tiles out here, and we're going to stop at our player count. In our case, we're going to stop right here where it shows 2 hands for 2 players. That will trigger end of game. Both players are going to have equal amount of turns during the game. On your turn, you have a couple choices, and you have a little handy sheet here. You can either pick or score. Those are your 2 options on your turn. We'll go over that. So on your turn, you're going to go ahead and move one of these pawns to an open circle right here, and you will trigger out and you will activate something. So you'll notice that these black pawns right here are called artists. They are double screen printed, as are these. Everything's double screen printed, really nice. You are going to go ahead and move to a spot where you want to take these discs. So if I were to go here, I have 3 of those designs, and there's a different design right here that has 2 artists for that design. But I moved this artist, which has 3 of those symbols. I would normally take all 3. However, there's an artist adjacent to this one right here, so I would not take this one. That is a rule. You will take all of them that have that like design, doesn't matter the color, unless there's an artist next to them, in which case I wouldn't take it. So these are the 2 that I wouldn't be able to take because there's no artist adjacent to those. Now, the order actually matters. You're going to go clockwise. Whichever one you pick, you go clockwise. So in this case, you have 2, and if you wanted the purple on the bottom, you would take the purple first and then put the yellow on top of it because you're going clockwise. Let's say hypothetically it was like this, and I could take those 3. The first one you take is going to be on the bottom, so remember that. So if you wanted this one on the bottom, you could either do it like this. There you go. Or what I like to do, is I like to go backwards and just stack them on top. So that one's on the bottom. But however you're comfortable. So you're going to do that, and you're going to have that whole stack just the way you put it, and you're going to put it on one of these circles right here to activate scoring later. You're not going to activate scoring right now. So let's just say I went ahead and put it right there. And you're going to keep doing that on your turn. You're going back and forth with players, and you're stacking them. You cannot stack it on a spot that already has a set of discs, but you can stack them on other spots. And then when it comes time for scoring, so let's say the game at a point looked something like... Let's just build out some stuff here so we can go over a scoring action. Keep going. All right. Now, when we do a scoring action, I can say I'm going to score the pinks. So to do that, you're going to score the 2 circles that have pinks on the top. So this one says you're going to get 6 points because it is a 4 tower. You can see that here. There are 4 of them, and it says if there's 4, you're going to get 6 points from this. And you will take that because you're scoring it, and then you're going to score this other one that had pink, and this is going to go ahead and say how many unique, so let's keep that there, how many unique stacks there are amongst the rest. So there is a stack, and a 0 stack right here actually does count. It counts as a stack. So there's a 3, a 0, a 3, a 4, and a 4. So that is 3 unique stacks, 3, 0, 4. So you're going to get 3 points for that, 6 points for that, and that gives you 9 points. So far we have 9 points. And then we're going to take the ones that we scored, and we're going to put them out here. This is going to move the game along and progress it. You're going to have spots here and all over the board where you can get extra victory points. So once you hit those, you'll just go ahead and add those to your total. Another option you can do is if you didn't want to score light colors, so let's say this is how it looked on our board, and we didn't have any like colors. They're all different colors. We can go ahead and decide to score any disc that we want. So if we wanted to, let's just say we wanted to score all of the top layer. Well, we could do that. We could just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 discs, 4 VP. There you go. And then just go ahead and fill it out. So you actually get 5 VP because I covered a +1. That is an option if you didn't have light colors, or if you just wanted to set up a better move where you had a lot of maybe blues underneath things, underneath whatever color, and you said, you know what, I'm going to discard everything on top, and I'm going to set up a massive chain of blues, and it will trigger off everything. You can do that. So that is an option. So just to go over, that's basically how the game is going to work. Just to go over some scoring here. This one works a lot like this one. It's just kind of reversed. So you can see, same with this. You can see that there are just numbers out here. So whenever you trigger those off, you know at what tier your discs are, is what you score on those. And this one is the number of unique discs, unique color discs +1. That's how that triggers. And we already went over that one. So you're just going to go back and forth and doing this until the game ends. You see who has the most points. You're going to go also look at your objective, pick the one that you want to score. It only scores for you, and same with the other player. There's only scores for them. See who has the most points, and that is how you play, and that is Mandala Stones.
And we're back for our review of Mandala Stones. So this game, we recently got it. It is a pretty snappy game. I like the colors right away. You're seeing it on the table. You see all these beautiful colors. You see the structures being built out, the board in front of you, and you wonder, what's going on with this? What is this? And it's a lot of fun. It reminds me kind of an app type of game where you're moving things around. It just has that presence that I really like. And I enjoyed playing this game with Nick. At first I wasn't sure, and I thought, it seems very straightforward and kind of maybe boring and not too fun because there's only 2 types of patterns, but you have all these great colors, and I thought, how is this going to work? And then we actually got to playing it, and I had a lot of fun putting out the different combinations of the patterns and the colors that you want to think about. You want to think about where they're placed in the stack, which is an important consideration. And when you're taking the individual tiles, what are they referred? They're just called tiles or stones. They're stones. When you take the stones, you have to think about the artist that's there, how many you're going to get, and the pattern. You have to go clockwise to pick up the stones. Yeah. So it's the order that these stones ultimately stack on your individual player board. And your objective, how am I going to get these out of there? I see points that I can get on the spiral on the main game board where you're placing the stones. You're going to try to get those +2. How can I get those? So there's a lot more to it than just simply grabbing them and putting them in a stack on your board. So had a lot of fun with it. In terms of complaints for the game, I don't really have many of them. I liked the objectives. I liked the things that you do in the game. I liked all the actions. I liked the simplicity of it and the prettiness. The quality of the components was there for me. I thought that it was pretty good quality. Although the player boards are a little bit flimsy, they're not very sturdy on your table. Still, I felt that it was decently produced. I wouldn't call it well produced. I would say it was decent. Good. And altogether, my score for the game, I gave it a 7.6. Just think that it's great to have for the collection. It's not a must-buy for me, but I thought it was a nice thing to break up some of the heavier games that we do play. What did you think of this game?
Well, for me, this is going to be a recommend for somebody that needs an abstract that isn't going to be something that you sit there and really dwell on for a long time. Mm-hmm. Your actions can be a lot quicker a lot less consideration than something where you sit there and plan ahead a bunch of moves like chess or Onitama even. Mm-hmm. This one, it's more laid back, I feel like, and you certainly could play that. And as you're playing it, you realize, if I took some more careful consideration, I could have moved that artist over here and it could have cleared the right side of that because of the adjacency rules. There are things that you look at and say, I could have played that better, but that's okay. I mean, I'm still going to score a lot of points. There's things that you can plan ahead for sure. You can do that discard of different stones and then have a whole big thing you can chain off where everything's purple. Yes, perfect. I can trigger off everything.
That feels good. It's very satisfying when you have that.
Yeah, and it feels nice to dump out a bunch of stones out there and maybe trigger off even 2 of those bonuses. And those can be 2 + 2s. We're looking at the board right now, and I can see a spot where I can get 2 + 2s. That's 4 points in not of my own doing. I just happen to put out enough stones to get +4, which is huge. It really does feel rewarding. Complaints, Well, you know what? I'm gonna stick with the positive for a little bit. I do think this is a well-produced game. Yes, the boards are flimsy, but I feel like for an abstract games, you know, you never know what you're gonna get. This reminds me of Azul. Would I rather play this or Azul? I'd rather play Mandala Stones. I would. I played Azul plenty of times. Mandala Stones seemed fresh, and I think I like this one more from the get-go than I did Azul. So I would actually score this one higher than Azul. The production is similar in these. These are actually really well produced. Bright, like Vic said, vibrant. All these colors are like summery colors. They're those kind of tones. So it really pops on the table. I don't know if I had the camera panned down enough, but I think while I was explaining this game, it was panned down a little more, so you can probably see a little bit. It actually looks really cool on the table. I think this looks great for an abstract. A lot of abstracts are dull and dry. This one isn't. It just pops, and I think it is well produced for an abstract. You get the little handy reference that you like all the time.
Oh, how could I forget? A reference card. Yeah, that's key for me. You always get points for that. So maybe now it's a 7-7.
On an abstract, this is that's kind of rare.
Yeah, you're right.
On an abstract, these don't always come out. You just know the rules and that's it.
Yeah.
So, I do think it's well produced. I think it's a great production. If you're looking for those type of abstracts, I do recommend it. Negative. So, we have 5 scoring circles here. 3 of them are quite similar. I don't like that. I don't like how... I mean, it's fine to have one of those, but to have 3 of those where it matters what level... I mean, that's a little too basic for me. Maybe change it up, be a little clever there. It almost seems like, I need 5, I need to fill in 5. Maybe I'll just do these numbers different and make it 5. I don't know. That didn't sit right with me. 2 of them I can take, going low to high and high to low. But then there's one in the middle, too. Like, do we really need 3 to do the same thing?
I thought that, too, while we were playing it. It kind of was nonsensical.
And just so I'll get a zoom-in picture there for you so you can actually see that these 3 are quite similar. This is great, and this is great. I think that one's actually, I don't know. That one's just so straightforward that I like it. You get your colors +1. These are just kind of, it feels like arbitrary. Just, I don't know. It's like, I got a stack of 3. I definitely want to use this one because it's worth 6 points there or whatever, or 4 points. So it just seems like, it's one of those things that feels like it plays itself at that point.
Yeah, and I think with those ones, it's part of the consideration I was thinking about, though, of how you're going to stack those. I think that really lends to that part, and I know you know that, but you want to have, the one on the top, but then you want to activate, so it kind of... It acts as an anchor almost.
You see what they're doing. You see that this one is like the best to have it at the low level. This one is the third. This one's the top, which also plays into the far left here. It'll be your right, I guess, on the screen, but it plays in this where you want different levels. So yes, you can chain all that. I get it. It just didn't feel quite right that those were the same to me. Other than that, that's a long complaint for just one complaint. I like this game quite a bit, and my score is going to be what Vic would have been had she had considered the equality that she wanted, or the cheat sheet, where she gave a 7-7.
Yeah, is it 7-7?
7-7.
What?
So,
okay, so mine's 7-7.
So, it's not, if you have a bunch of abstracts, I'm not going to say go out and buy this. I'm not even going to say you have to try it if you already have a bunch of abstracts. If you need an abstract that isn't one that's going to take 20 minutes of staring at things and considering things.
Analysis paralysis.
Yeah, get this one done. It's real snappy, so it's a recommend for me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please click the thumbs up. It helps bring attention to our content. And subscribe for more great videos. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.